Hey, that was a nice drop of rain last night, wasn't it, Dad?
That wasn't a drop of rain, that was a cloud burst.
You mean a drownpour? A drownpour, get it?
Hey, look at that.
What?
One of those farmers just put 2 cows on that small paddock.
Hey, do you know what you get if you put a whole lot of cows in a small paddock?
No, what's that?
Condensed milk. And if it's a hot day, you get evaporated milk.
And if you don't stop, you'll get something.
Sorry, Dad. Hey, did you hear about the farm that was 5 kilometres long and half a kilometre wide?
No, what on earth did they grow?
They grew spaghetti, get it?
Hey, let's change the subject.
Okay.
Only the other day, I heard it takes 2 sheep to make a jumper.
Wow, I didn't even know sheep could knit.
Oh, you silly boy. I mean, it takes the wool of 2 sheep to make a jumper.
Ah.
Hey, what's that noise?
Oh, sounds like an argument, Dad. Hey, that's the youngest son of the farmer over there. And the other guy's the older son.
Oh, I wonder what it's all about.
Hey, well, the other day, I heard the youngest son tell his friends that he was going to get all the money that was coming to him and shoot through.
Whoa. Shoot what?
No, I mean, not come back.
Oh, hey, but that's not allowed. If the youngest son says that, that's a big insult in their custom. If that young man doesn't watch out, he'll have the whole village up in arms.
Yeah, and if that happens, he won't have any arms. But, Father, I want my share. It's 1/3 of the property, and I want it.
Oh, my son, do you realize what you're asking for in our custom?
Listen, I've planned a trip, and it's far away out of this land anyway. And I've had this farm, I've had this village. I'm going to pack, and I'm leaving in a few days, and good riddance.
Doesn't that young man realise that according to our custom, he has just wished his father dead by asking for the inheritance now? I tell you what, he is responsible for looking after his father and the land and to keep it for his own children.
Yeah, that's right. Boy, this boy's brought great shame on this father's head and great shame on this village.
Yes.
Something ought to be done.
I tell you what, get rid of him, that's what I say.
Oh,
this
boy.
son is as good as dead.
Yeah. Hey, did the father explode with anger? Did he hit his worthless son? What did the eldest son do? Did he try and help?
Well, no, that's quite strange. Ezra pleaded with the boy, but my master did not become angry. In fact, he showed great love for his son.
Well, what about the eldest son? What did he do?
That's quite strange also. He didn't say a thing.
What a terrible place to be. All my money gone. There's famine in the land. No one gives me food to eat. Here I am starving to death with these pigs. My father's hired workers have more than enough to eat. I know. I'll go back home and say to my father, I've sinned against heaven and no longer deserve to be called your son. Just treat me like one of your hired men. Ha! I'm off. Good riddance and goodbye, you dirty, smelly pigs. The only trouble is, in the village, people may stone me. 2 things are to be feared in Israel. The things people say about you and the mob. The stone-throwing mob. I guess I'll be a quick death. Better than starvation. Master Ezra! You told us to tell you when he comes. He's coming up the road right now. He's coming.
Oh, my son?
Yes, he's coming
I
now.
must get to him before the people in the village do.
Okay.
Look out, here comes Ezra.
Hey, in my whole life, I don't think I've ever seen a man of our country running like this. Maybe except the time I was chased by a bull. Maybe Ezra's finally gone mad.
My son. Oh, you've returned. Oh, good son.
Father, I've sinned against heaven
that's
and
great.
against you, and I no longer
yes, son,
deserve
yes,
to be
I
called
see.
your son. Just make me
my
like
son.
one of your hired
Quick, servants. Servants, bring my robe at once. Bring the finest robe and a ring for his finger and shoes for his feet quickly.
Oh, I don't believe this.
He's come
after,
back.
After all I've done in
Yes.
bringing you grief and shame and loss,
Yes.
you still love me.
Quickly, servants.
Father,
Quickly.
I don't know what to
Oh,
say
yes, son,
except
yes, later.
you're my dad again and I'm your son.
Oh, take the fattening calf, kill it and prepare it to eat. Oh, let the whole village celebrate tonight. Oh, this is my son. He was dead and has come to life. He was lost and has been found.
A large party is in progress in the village tonight in honor of a young man who offered his Israelite father the greatest ever insult. We ask the questions tonight. Why has the father completely forgiven him? Why has the father stopped the village stoning the young man? After all, he deserved it. And we ask the question tonight, who else in history could have shown such incredible love and forgiveness?
Hi, Sebastian. How are you?
Oh, I'm feeling a little bit sad tonight.
Oh, why is that?
Well, my other St. Bernard friend was called out on a very dangerous rescue, and it was snowing and you couldn't see a thing.
Oh, well, why did he go out on a rescue on a night like that?
Oh, I don't know. It was even against union rules to go out in that kind of weather. But he went off to search for a mountain climber.
And what happened?
Well, my friend, he had a lot of pride in his work and he really cared for people. And, well, no matter who it was, he'd go out and search for them.
Well, you would have done exactly the same, I'm sure.
Well, I try, as long as it's not a blizzard and as long as it doesn't break union rules.
But what happened to your friend Sebastian?
Well, he never came back. No, he never came back.
Never. Not at all.
Well, not really. He perished out in the storm. He found the mountain climber and the climber was kept alive next to the doggy. Oh, he died. What a commitment to the job. He showed his love and concern for the mountain climber.
Hey, that reminds me of our story today, Sebastian. You know, of the father that demonstrated his love to his two sons.
Oh, I know that story. Oh, that was very sad. But the other son, he was a real stinker, wasn't he?
Well, he was, I guess, because only one son accepted the father's love, didn't he?
Oh, I suppose so. And that was very, very happy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
But I'd like to get hold of that other one.
Would
Oh,
you?
I'd fix him. I'd give him a bite, I would.
Sebastian, that's not very loving.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, Grandad, you know that picture on your bedroom wall? Well, what is it?
Ah, you mean the one with the great eagle?
Yeah, that's right.
And eagle has arrow going through him.
Yeah, that's the one.
Ha. Oh, this was a very sad occasion. Long time ago, a hunter climbed into the mountains and asked the great eagle for 2 feathers. The eagle was very proud and gave the hunter foolishly his request. But it was very sad. Hunter put the feathers on the end of a shaft of arrow.
Oh, is that what the feathers were for?
So the feathers were to guide the arrow on its path of destruction. So the hunter went up into the mountains and hid in the rocks near the great eagle.
And did the old eagle see him?
Only when it was too late. The eagle was careless and saw the hunter coming and thought, he has returned with more kind words.
Hey, well, what happened then?
The hunter took aim and fired, and the arrow struck the great eagle in the chest.
Oh,
And
no.
as he lay dying, he looked at the end of arrow and became very sad.
What did he see?
He saw the feathers that he had given the hunter were the very feathers from his own tail. They had guided the arrow, which was about to take his life.
Oh, I bet he was very, very sad. And sorry, too, that he had given the hunter the feathers.
Ah, yes. People often do the same. They let the evil one have part of them, and darkness enters.
Well, what do you mean, Grandad?
Every time we do something wrong or say a bad word, sadness enters our life. Jesus says, I am the light of the world. When he shines in our life, we see all the wrong things, and only he can take them away.
Hey, guess what?
What?
You know you had 5 geese.
What do you mean I had 5 geese?
Well, I'm going to keep your feeding costs down.
How are you going to keep my feeding costs down?
Well, now you only got 4.
Well, what exactly do you mean?
Well, that goose that you said was silly?
Yeah, I used to say that he had rocks in his head.
Well, he does.
Now, hang on. What are you trying to tell me? Are you trying to tell me something?
Yes, I am.
Do you realise that those 5 geese are fattened up, ready for Christmas dinner?
Yes, they were.
I don't like the sound of this. Or where is the other goose?
In the happy hunting ground for geese.
What do you mean, the happy hunting ground for geese?
Well, he's 2 foot under pushing up the spinach.
2 foot under, pushing up the spinach?
Yeah,
What on earth did you do?
I was throwing a rock and I missed and I hit the goose.
Tiny, that's incredible. What did you do that for?
I'm sorry.
Sorry's just not good enough. They were 5 beautiful geese ready for Christmas.
I were.
Well, what were you throwing rocks for?
I don't know, I was just having practice.
I just don't know what to say. I mean, that was one of my best geese.
I know.
Well, look, there's 2 ways that I could probably deal with you.
What's that?
Well, I can treat you by law or I can treat you by grace.
What do you mean?
Well, you deserve to be punished, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Well, I'm glad you admit that. By law, you deserve to be punished. Like, for example, no pocket money for a whole month to help pay for the goose.
That's not fair.
Oh, yes, it is fair. Number 2, when you get home from school, you have to go straight to your room. No playing with your friends.
No friends.
No friends. And 3, no riding your bike at all.
Oh, no.
Yes. So you deserve to be punished, don't you?
I suppose so.
Or the other way I could deal with you, I could forgive you.
I'll have that.
Well, just hang on. At least you've come and told me about it and you've admitted you're wrong. And I suppose you're forgiven. I don't know what we're going to do with only 4 geese now.
Well, I'm glad you forgave me.
Yes, well, I guess it's just like that story today, the son who wandered away from home.
That was sad.
It sure was sad, but the most important thing was, and the happy thing was, the son turned around and went back to his father, and at least his father was a very loving father and welcomed him with open arms.
Yeah, and forgave him.
And forgave him, that's exactly right. Reminds me of our Heavenly Father who has open arms just waiting for people to come back to him and tell him all the wrong things that they've done, like killing geese and all sorts of naughty things. And God, like a Heavenly Father, has his arms open wide, just waiting to welcome us back. And remember this.
What?
Be sure your sin will find you out.
Quiet. Oh, boy. I hope my dad likes this new goose I bought him. I learnt one thing today. People don't deserve God's love and favour. Do you know it cost God's Son his life? And people have to get rid of their pride and accept his forgiveness. I just hope my dad accepts this goose. Whoops, Goosey, come back!